It's heavy. Why is that so loud? Alright, a little chit chat, you guys. So grab your coffee, tea, whatever it is you're drinking or munching on. I'm gonna have a little chit chat. First, I gotta tell you something, okay? I know I can ramble on for a long time. I read every comment. What color is this? Is it blue or purple? It's blue, right? I went thrift shopping. I found this one and I found a pink one. I'm not a huge fan of pink, but sometimes I like it. And I found this one. I'm like, oh cool. I got one for Nate and got one for me, except my pink one don't have the cool colored hood. Only this one does. Well, I washed them when I got home and I showed it to Nate. I'm like, look, we can match. He says, hun, that's purple. I'm like, that is not purple. And then he had to remind me, you remember, Ev, you're colorblind. I'm technically colorblind at contrast, but I swear on everything this is blue. So please comment below and let me know what you think. We have over 200 videos here, and I'm really surprised we haven't made a video yet on what causes fibromyalgia. And although there's no set thing for sure on what causes fibromyalgia, one thing they claim for sure is trauma. Childhood trauma, and trauma could be physical, emotional, mental, as a child, as an adult. It could be a bad infection as well that causes fibromyalgia. So I want to talk about that, and it makes me think more about detoxing and stuff to help. I have detoxed before to help. It's not a cure, but it does help. Okay, I even did a little search. See what it said. Can an infection or injury trigger fibromyalgia? In fact, no sole cause is suspected. In simplest terms, fibro is believed to be a change in the central nervous system that heightens pain perception. This change can be brought by genetics, emotional stress, or, as the new study concludes, physical trauma or infection. As I was just saying. And speaking of genes, I've just done a video on that. And there isn't an actual gene that says fibromyalgia, but there's certain things that can lead to that, like, say, inflammation. Okay, there'd be a gene that comes up for inflammation, that could be lupus, that could be this, that, and the other, right? Like, there's no specific one that says fibromyalgia, right? I wanted to talk on this a little bit, and I think this is why I get confused with saying fibromyalgia is all in your head. Not in terms of it's made up, but meaning that a mental trauma has happened is how I can see it. Or it's just for a way for me not to get all pissed off. One of the two. But I wanted to make this video to ask you guys, kind of like a poll, but you gotta comment down below with it, okay? Have you gone through childhood trauma? Was it physical, emotional? Was it a bad infection? Do you know of something that you can think of that may have started this? And if so, what? But only if you feel like sharing. Please, please, please don't feel you have to share, okay? I'm on here to talk with you all by choice, because I don't want you to feel alone. But don't you ever feel obligated that you have to share, because I'm sharing with you because I want to. Okay? I'm going to skim through this because this could be a 5-hour video easy. I don't know exactly where fibromyalgia came from. I was always a sick child, as my mom said, so I'm going to try to give you just like the sidelines, the highlights, okay? When I was born, I had a twin at birth. She passed away, but she wasn't fully developed. And then later on in life, my mom was a single mom of 3, as I've told you guys before. I was given full vaccines. After one of the vaccines, I became very ill. Mom said I became like really deadly ill. I was pretty much deaf until the age of 5. Mom said it took 7 surgeries. I was also in the hospital 3 or 4 times with pneumonia. I don't remember anything big. I had a couple surgeries, like when I messed up my knee. There wasn't really any other thing until later, when I was 18, I started these weird pains. And that would be the first video I ever made here. After that, I started finally seeing a doctor. And I'd have these awful pains before bed. I'd wake up and it'd be better. So We started getting tested for it though because I wasn't understanding it until right after I had Gracie. She was about 6 months old is when it hit me so hard. It was December 18th, 2011 was when the pain never went away. So I believe it was giving birth, that physical trauma, that really hit it hard for me. And that's where all these symptoms really set in. When I was a child, I remember briefly of my father, but it didn't work out. My mom was a wonderful mom, but she did make some awful mistakes. And but she was an awesome mom. She started having babies when she was 16. So considering all that she went through and understanding some of her life, she did an awesome job. She did the best she could possibly do. And I have a couple of brothers, a couple of stepsisters. And my brothers, we all have different dads. So I got to my oldest brother. He wouldn't call him a dad because he was not there for him whatsoever. My other brother, he has a relationship with his father. They tend not to get along too much or so well when they're around one another. But he was able to go see him every weekend, and I used to go with him because I didn't know my father until I didn't really know him until I was about 10. And that was for all the moving that we did. That's the reason why we did all the moving. I didn't know this, but later on I found out it was to kind of keep away from my father. He was looking for me, but he had to clean up himself. So Mom was trying to keep me away from all that. But once I found out that he was trying to see me, I was awfully excited, and I kind of resented Mom. Growing up, I did see some awful things. I've seen my mom get hurt every night before bed by this boyfriend, not by my father, not by my brother's fathers. It was a boyfriend, and that stuff is awful, and I know that could probably play a big effect. And then I remember quite a bit of stuff from childhood that I remember some stuff that wasn't so great, and it was scary. But it's sad. It seems these days that it's harder to hear of a good, regular, non-traumatic childhood, isn't it? I don't know. I'm sure it depends on where you live and who you talk to too. So yeah, I think it more has to do with, like I showed you, with the genes, my genes, along with those adverse reactions, and then giving birth to Gracie. All those things that played a big part of it. How fibromyalgia happened. But like most of you know, I have some kind of autoimmune disease. It could be that and not fibromyalgia, who's to say? So it's like one big journey trying to figure it all out. But this is how we can do it, talking with one another, figuring it all out, at least ways to help it. So I really love talking with you guys. We can just talking to one another, we could find some answers, and we could find some relief. Hopefully one day find a cure. So please don't forget to comment below. And if you're new here, I'd love for you to subscribe, join our Spoonie fam. I put out weekly videos. It's been easier since the kids just started back at school to do some recording for you guys, so I am excited about that. I'm not excited about these school sicknesses though. Alright you guys, so please, if you're willing to share down in the comments, I'd appreciate that. And read the other comments, kind of see what happens here, okay? It'd be really interesting to find out what kind of stuff you've been through, and what could have maybe played a role in being diagnosed with fibromyalgia. Alright you guys, I hope you're doing alright. If not, hang in there, and If you ever need to email me, talk with me, everything's in the description bar down below.